Welcome back again. Let's see what we have done. Let's see, you've been listening attentively, but remember what I said as well. Remember what I said as well is you analyze and look at what is in front of you. Try and work at what is in front of you and analyze. So always when you do all these questions, find out what is in front of you. Okay? Let's see. Let's do the same questions here now. Any kind of question, find out what is the relation. Do you see any relationship? As a reminder here, here's my straight line. What is your straight line giving you? 60 plus 120, 180, of course. Here's your other straight line. The adjacent angles, what do they give you? 180, or we can say supplementary. What do the adjacent angles give you? 180 or supplementary. What do they give you? 180 or supplementary. Straight line. So always, that will always be your approach when you do this kind of questions. Right. Let's see now here. Is our straight line. And what is the relationship? What does a straight line tell us? Straight line tells us that 50 degrees plus 8 degrees should give you 180 degrees. Why straight line? Angles on a straight line, when you add them, they will give you 180 degrees. So the left side, for the left side to be equal to the right side, what is your A there? Your A will be 150 degrees. Well done. Look at the relationship. Look at what's in front of you. What do you see in front of you? You see neighboring angles. And what do they, how do they relate? They give you a straight line angle. And then does a straight line angle give you? 108. You see now. That's our understanding, the relationship. Right. For the left side to be 180 as well. Yeah, our equations here, it's like you're balancing your scales. Your left side must be equal to the right side. They must be equal. That's mathematically, they're called equations. Left equals to the right. Now, for the left to be equal to the right, or for the left to be 180, what must be B? What must be B? Let's see. 180 degrees minus 35 degrees is your 5 degrees there, and then 7 minus 3 is 4, 145 degrees for you to get 108, which is 145 degrees. Same thing here. How many degrees you should add to 74 to get 180 degrees? How many degrees? All right, of course, they must give you 180 degrees. Therefore, you would need your 106, or the same thing. We can say 180 degrees minus 74 degrees will give you 106 degrees. Angle on a straight line. So, usually you check, what are you given? What is in front of you? Look at the relationships. Angle of a straight line. The angle on the straight line, they give you 180. Remember that. All right, let's go further now. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Again, remind yourself Remind yourself, vertically opposite angles. What about them? Yes, they are equal. Vertically opposite angles, what about them? Yes, they are equal. Vertically opposite angles. Now, let's see. Let's see now your first question. Let's focus on this question. So what is important? What are you given? What information will make sense to you? Yes, we agree and we know that you know that these two angles are adjacent. And we know that is 180. Therefore, maybe we can get a D. But this one, the straight line, we know when you add both of them is 180, but we cannot go any further. So we have got two that we don't know. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. This one's, yes, it's a straight line, adjacent angles, they are equals to 180. But now we don't know we don't know both of them. We need to know one of them. This one, yes, a straight line. Then we need to know this one. What should this one be so that we can get a 180 degrees? But what is a direct one? Where could you start? Vertically opposite. Vertically opposite. What about them? Okay, you're saying E degrees is equal to 40 degrees. What is your reason? Vertically opposite angles equal. Therefore, your E is 40 degrees. You see now. Step by step. Mathematics is a step-by-step process. Now, again, okay, now, like I said, initially we said, okay, this is a straight line. For us to get 180, this must be 140 degrees. 140 plus 40 degrees. D degrees plus 40 degrees should give you 180 degrees angle of a straight line. For left to be equals to the right side, this must be 140. Further on, we see, okay, vertically opposite. Vertically opposite. Vertically opposite. This one is vertically opposite to this one. Therefore, this is 140 degrees. Step by step. Don't rush. Look at the relationship. Look at what makes sense. Look at what makes sense. Now let's go to the third one, to the second one now. Let's go to our second one. Right? Let's go to our second one. Gee, what do you have? Do you have vertically opposite angles? No. Do you have neighboring angles? Yes. Are they on a straight line? Yes. Now you check. What do you have? What are you given? There is a straight line. And angles next to each other, neighboring angles. What happens normally on a straight line? Equals to 180 degrees. Therefore, okay, let's try and save. Okay, right. Therefore, we'll say 60 degrees plus degrees we don't know, and 50 degrees should give you 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line. Angle on a straight line. Now let's slowly, remember we said we also want to revise our equations here. That's what we are busy doing here, trying to solve the unknown. Yes, your G degrees and your 150, 60 plus 50 is 110 degrees equals to 180 degrees. If you still remember grade 8, grade 9s, let's do it both ways. We want to find out G, therefore G must be isolated on the left. We want to say G is equals to how much? Then what will you do? We want to remove 110 degrees. How do you make it? You want here, want to have 0. So you'll use your additive inverse, something that will give you 0. Therefore, G degrees plus 110 degrees minus 110 degrees. But remember, because in the equation, this is this is an extra thing. It was not here. So whatever is done this side must also happen this side. Whatever happens this side must also happen that side. Therefore, this will give you a 0. This is 0 degrees. 180 minus 110 is your 70 degrees. Right? In grade 9, they transpose. In grade 9, they will be transposing. They say, okay, G degrees plus 110 degrees equals to 180 degrees. Therefore, G degrees, when this transposition happens, the sign will change. If it was positive, it will become negative and your 70 degrees. Just a reminder of how equations are done, but that's what we're busy doing now. Right. Lastly, let's see how did you deal with this one. How did you address this one? Let's see. Again, same thing. What do you have? Straight line. Then you can find out your H there. H and I, you've got 2 that you don't know. So it's going to be difficult. I and J, the 2 that you don't know, is going to be difficult. J and 135 degrees, yes, you can deal with it. But which is a direct one? The direct one, of course, yeah. So what kind of angles do you have here? You've got vertically opposite angles. You try and identify. You've got angle on a straight line. What do you know about vertically opposite angles? 135 degrees. And then angles on a straight line. For you to get 180, 45 degrees. And then what do you know about vertically opposite angles? They are equal. Well done. There we are just giving you the approach of dealing with this kind of questions. Okay, let's continue now. Let's continue now with our the next. Let's continue. That's what we've been busy doing now. That's the question that we're doing. Give you the approach. And here at the bottom here, they show you the transposition method. A plus 60 equals 180 degrees, A equals 180 minus 60, and then you've got your A there when you solve that question. Right. Again, let's just recap, reminding each other. Let's keep on reminding each other. Doing something over and over again is very helpful. Do you still remember what you call angle A and B? Adjacent angle, they form a straight line. When you add them is 180. Just a reminder. Remember all those points when we cut all of them around the point, the angles is 360, but even though we did the ones of a quadrilateral, but angles around the point at any given time, they'll give you 360. Do you still remember our vertically opposite angle? What about them? They are equal. We also spoke about when you add all 3 angles of a triangle. All 3 angles of a triangle, they'll give you 180 degrees. We'll also deal with this one where you say an exterior angle equals to the 2 interior opposite. When you add the 2 interior opposite, will give you an exterior angle. We'll come back to that one. We initially started this one. Remember, we said when you add all the angles of a quadrilateral, gives you 360. Just as a way of reminding, keep on reminding each other until you understand. Again, vertically opposite angles. Those are your vertically opposite angles. When two straight lines intersect, relationship. When the lines intersect, two pairs of vertical angles are formed, vertically opposite angles. Remember, this one is vertically opposite. The vertex and that vertex are opposite. This vertex and this vertex are opposite. This one is opposite. That's we say vertically opposite angles are equal. Right. Let's do this one. Let's do this one with you. Remember, identify what kind of angles you have. Do you have vertically opposite angles? Do you have adjacent angles? Where would you like to start? Where would you like to start? Okay? I give you a chance to work at it. In the meantime, where would you like to start? Which one is straightforward? Which one makes life easy for you? Which one makes life very easy for you? Which one will you start with? Do you have vertically opposite angles there? Which ones are straight line angles? Which one has got only one unknown? All right? All those questions that you need to ask yourself. What is 62 vertically opposite to? What is 88 vertically opposite to? D is vertically opposite C, but both of them we don't know what they have. A, B, D straight line, but you cannot go anywhere. B, D plus 180 degrees, we've got the two that we don't know, two unknowns, we cannot go anywhere. This one, yes, we've got one unknown and remember straight line, yes, we can deal with that one. Right. But let's rather start with your vertically opposite angle. Start with your vertically opposite. Identify your vertically opposite. Identify. And my advice as well, get yourself some sort of colored pens, crayons, so that, you know, it amplifies, it makes a picture clear, because, you know, in English they say, when they want to know whether you understand, they say, do you get the picture? So to make the picture clear. So it's important to use. Even if you are in grade 12 anyway, just so that you can see it, make life easy for you. Because that's what mathematics is all about. Making life easy, solving life problems. Right, vertically opposite, therefore this is 62 degrees. Why? Vertically opposite equal. Straight away. And then again, what is 88 vertically opposite to? 88 is vertically opposite to A. Therefore, this is 88 degrees. Vertically opposite. Now you see now, your puzzle now is getting filled up now. Things are getting easier now. You've got one unknown now. You've got one unknown now. Right? Then your mathematics comes in handy now. Your mathematics comes in handy. Now this is now where you use your mathematics now as a tool now. You say, okay, this is a straight line. 62 degrees plus D plus 88 degrees should give you 180 degrees. Why? Angles on a straight line. We know that already. And then your D plus, that's your 10, 115. equals to 180 degrees. Depending whether you're in grade 8 or 9, you're just transposing, but remember, look at it, it's clear. For this to be 180, for this side to be 180, you just have to, D must be 30 degrees. Therefore, your D is 30 degrees. Or again, you can say, okay, but at least you know you won't get it wrong. But for the sake of the marks, because when the teacher marks you, gives you a mark for each and every step, at least you know the answer. But now you must convince the teacher that you know your stuff. And then D is 30 degrees. That 30 degrees, yes. Now what is D vertically opposite to? You see now, the relationship. The relationship is important. D is vertically opposite to C, therefore that is your 30 degrees. Angles on a straight line is 180 here. Angles on a straight line above there is 180. And what is 180 plus 180? 180 plus 180 gives you 360. Angles around the point. When you add all these angles around the point, they should give you 360 angles around a point. Well done. The relationship is important. Doing the relationship is important. Very, very important. Right? We've done that one. This one as well. Have a look at it. What do you see? Maybe should we give you an opportunity? You work at it. Look at your straight line. Look at the vertically opposite. If there's any, try and solve for X and Y. We'll also give you a break to work on it, on this one. And then we'll meet on the next part. Next section.